Hey guys, this is Darko. Welcome to my another calibration video. In this one I'll share with you picture settings and tips for Philips Series 7 TVs from 2020 TV lineup. In front of us is 55-inch PUS7805, but these settings are applicable to other screen sizes and also other variants of Series 7 from Philips lineup. First, I'll tell you which picture presets are the best for each of different input sources, and then later on I'll show you for SDR which options are available in the settings menu. So let's get started. I did picture analysis using Calman 2020 calibration software. I also tested picture processor using different test disks such as Pearson Mansell and HQV benchmark. Based on all those tests, I can say that for SDR general content such as movies and TV shows, the best picture preset is movie. For games, it is game picture preset. For HDR10 and HDR10 Plus, HDR movie is the best for movies and TV shows, and HDR game for gaming. And for Dolby Vision, either Dolby Vision Bright or Dolby Vision Dark, and for gaming, HDR game. Now I'll press home button on the remote. Sometimes you will see home menu after a few moments, sometimes you need to wait a little longer. It really depends on system's memory and what's it doing in the background. So currently you see there is some delay. But okay, finally we are in settings tab where you have picture settings, so you can enter menus to adjust picture. Then picture style, where you can quickly toggle between different presets. Currently I'm in movie picture style. I'll go to picture settings, press OK, and let's see which options are available. So you see there is some delay again. Okay, so first option, picture style. I calibrated movie picture preset. As I said, this one is the most accurate by default, so for watching movies and TV shows. For gaming, the one below. And for using this TV as a monitor, you should use monitor picture preset to get 1:1 pixel mapping and best color resolution. For HDR, this preset is not available. Other than that, we have usual suspects, standard, natural, vivid, and personal, but none of them are really accurate and give nice looking image. So let's go back to movie picture preset. Let's see. First option is color. This control affects overall saturation of colors. This TV doesn't have wide color gamut. It doesn't have quantum dot technology, so it can only display BT709 standard color range, and for SDR this was working fine. In HDR picture presets, especially for HDR10, you will probably need to raise this control because otherwise picture will look pale and undersaturated. Next option is backlight contrast. This control affects how bright LEDs behind the TV work, and I set it to 50, but it's individual. You should adjust it to the level you want. Next is sharpness. For Full HD and 4K content, no need to use this artificial sharpening control, but of course for lower resolution you can use it. I suggest you try it and see how it works for your needs. Brightness is black level. This was correctly adjusted at 50, so I didn't touch that. Of course there are patterns that you can use to verify this. I'll put links in the description. And next we have expert mode settings. First option is color enhancement, so another control to improve saturation of colors, but I recommend you turn it off to see original faithful image as content creators want you to see. Next is color temperature. Basically we have 4 different presets. This affects white balance, and then for each preset you have white point alignment for 2 points for bright and dark area of the picture. Now what is important to highlight is that these presets, normal, warm, cool and custom, apply to all picture styles, but not only for SDR but also for HDR10 and Dolby Vision. So for example, what I did, I calibrated for SDR custom, then warm for HDR10, and for Dolby Vision I used normal preset. Unfortunately, this is something where Philips is behind competitors because they all offer separate slots which you can then use for each input and so on for each style, and this is much better than this approach. Anyway, I'll show you for warm, which I recommend, just that you see which 2-point options are available. This is not calibrated, this is default because there is no need for you to copy unless you have equipment to measure white balance and then adjust it accordingly. So you see you have for white point, red, green and blue, and then for black, for dark area, you have these controls. And during calibration, these 3 options were enough for me to get really accurate grayscale from dark to bright. So as before, it's working really well on Philips TVs. Next we have contrast mode with 4 different options. I recommend you keep it turned off, because that way you will not trigger global dimming, so brightness will be constant regardless of how bright or dark the scene is. For some reason, if you want, you can try different options here, but for SDR and HDR I really didn't see the point in these variations. Dynamic contrast for SDR, it's a variation of gamma on software level depending on the scene. I recommend you turn it off. And for HDR you will have HDR plus option, which actually works quite well for HDR10 content, so I recommend you give it a try, because that way you will get brighter image, more attractive and better dynamics than if this option is turned off. But for SDR, no need to engage it, keep it turned off. Next is video contrast, which is white level. It was set too high, it was clipping highlights, so I had to reduce it. In my case it is at 89 value, but you should use patterns and verify for your unit which is correct value. Gamma, at 0 it was accurate. If you need brighter image or darker, you can play with this setting. It's working properly. Ultra resolution, another sharpening technique. For high quality content, no need to engage it. Noise reduction, it was effective, but again for modern, really high quality content, no need to engage it. MPEG artifact reduction, it wasn't working at all, and TV struggles with these compression artifacts, so unfortunately this control doesn't help in reducing of those bending and mosquito effects that could occur and are occurring on compressed digital content. Motion styles, this TV is using 60 Hz panels, so it can display movie content with some judder. For movies without soap opera effect, I recommend you turn it off. Movie preset didn't really help in reduction of judder. And then if you want soap opera effect, you have sports, standard, smooth, and also personal option, which if enabled will enable this natural motion submenu where you can adjust intensity of motion interpolation. Next option we have picture format, where you can adjust proportions of the picture, but if you want to see correct pixel mapping and the entire picture, either use original or fit to screen. There are also additional controls available in the advanced menu, like shift, zoom and stretch. Next option is Dolby Vision notification. If you want to see notification when Dolby Vision content is detected, then you enable this option, otherwise disable it. And finally we have quick picture setting, where you can follow few easy steps to do basic adjustments, but if you have followed my recommendations, then you don't need to go through that tutorial. Another thing I need to show you, if you want to enable full bandwidth of HDMI ports, then you will need to go to All Settings menu. So I'll go to Settings, and then on the left to All Settings. And here you need to scroll to General Settings, Input Sources, and here you select HDMI input you want. And here you have three options. First one is to edit input's name. Second one is to enable full bandwidth of that particular HDMI input. And third option is to enable auto game mode, so when gaming content is detected, TV will automatically switch to game mode. And that's all related to picture settings on this Philips TV. It is based on IPS panels, so definitely contrast is not its stronger point. On the other hand, viewing angles are good. So if you are looking for a TV which you will watch from different angles and you will watch TV shows and so on, so not specifically movies in dark room, then this is okay choice. On the other hand, I did notice that HDR content looks quite pale, colors are undersaturated, so that SDR content looks better than HDR. You can do something here by raising color control, also by using HDR plus control, and if needed you can play with gamma in order to get satisfactory brightness and color saturation. But as you did see, this TV doesn't have 10 or 20 point white balance controls, and neither it has color management system. So when you're raising color saturation, you cannot really affect if colors are in correct position. You can just increase them altogether. And this brings us to the end of this video. I hope it was helpful. Let me know what's your experience with Philips 2020 TVs. How's HDR content, how's SDR content looking, which options did you use or found helpful? Let me know in the comment section. This will be helpful for me, but also for everybody else who is maybe trying to optimize picture on their Philips TV. Once again, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you soon in my next video.